Why do you live in St. Louis? Why would you want to live in St. Louis? Maybe that's a better question for people who don't.
I think that's a great
Glenn,
question.
What makes you stay in St. Louis? Well, welcome to the fun and mentals of real estate. I'm glad you joined us today.
I love St. Louis, and this is going to be fun talking about it. And I know it's the fun and mentals of real estate. Well, we choose to have our real estate here, and you talk a lot about lifestyles. Today we're going to talk a lot about lifestyles and what we like about the gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, what's one of your top favorites?
I love the weather. I mean, we had this conversation before. I like the four seasons. Just about the time I get sick of the heat of the summer, we got the beautiful falls, the color, the Ozark Mountains. It's just gorgeous here.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, the weather?
Yes.
You like St. Louis for the weather? Yeah, I really do.
Because it changes.
It's just not Christmas without snow.
Right, we got the winter.
And all your hot chocolate and cocoa and,
And it doesn't go on forever. About the time you get sick of the winter and the cold and the occasional snowstorms.
It's beautiful springtime.
We got the spring.
And the green, so that leads me into the green rolling hills, right?
Yes.
So that's one thing I love about St. Louis is the green space. So as I travel around the country, I notice a lot of places are just flat, sometimes pretty dry. I love going to Florida and things like that and seeing the palm trees, but the green rolling hills,
the northern
the
tip,
lush green, the green belt.
The northern tip of the Ozark Mountains. That's the way I describe it.
And that's where we are. We have a green belt called the Ozark Greenway. And it's just beautiful. So I love the fall with all the color changes. It's gorgeous. You go down.
We're getting ready for fall now.
Just take a drive anywhere, and you're like, wow, that's just beautiful. Now it's not Maine, but it is. It is absolutely beautiful.
So we talk about St. Louis. Really talking about the whole metro area, the suburbs. It used to be 270. Now it's even expanded to that.
Oh, yeah, way out.
One of the things about St. Louis, the city and the counties, amazing parks. We take that for granted when you talk to people from other cities. Forest Park, which is supposedly, I've never been to Central Park, but supposedly it's much, much bigger than, but Forest Park is one of the coolest places I've ever been.
Built for the 1904 World's Fair.
Got the Muni Opera. What else we got there? We got a golf course, History Museum, the Art Museum, which is awesome.
The zoo. So just a lot of fun, free things to do.
Yeah, people don't realize the zoo in St. Louis is free.
It's free, and it's amazing. I was just there with my grandson recently and my granddaughter, and it's amazing. The amount of money, private money that's poured into that. I mean, it's just the elephant walk, the penguins, the tigers, the kangaroos. I mean, it's just amazing.
And when we look at the city proper, it's not just Forest Park either. What was the park you grew up next to?
I grew up next to Lindenwood Park, Tilly's Park, Wilmore Park.
They're all over.
You name it there. I just got on my bike and rode. And that's one thing I like about St. Louis. There's many, many places you can live. And the kids can just get on your bike. You can walk to a lot of things. So it has a lot of areas that have like a small town feel.
You're right. Oh,
Even though it's not really a small town. So if you live out in the suburbs, you might have to drive a bit, but you can either live or go to for the day places like Kirkwood.
Kirkwood downtown is cool. Maplewood.
Right? Webster Groves.
Oh, yeah.
Little places like Kimmswick that are historic, and you can just walk around for the day.
Talk about history. Downtown St. Charles, the first capital. That's a really cool spot.
St. Charles is a lot of fun. So there's a lot of places you can live, like Wildwood, bike, hike, ride your bike. Everything's connected. So a lot of places like that, they're just had that small town. Go to the city for the day.
Yeah.
Go to the hill. Oh my gosh, so that leads me into the multicultural really food in St. Louis. I think we take for granted, but it is one of the things I really love about St. Louis.
One of my friends, his wife moved here from Montreal, and she said she's blown away by the restaurants, St. Louis, and the food scene, which is really amazing.
Oh, you can find little delis here and there is amazing, like Annie Gunn's out here. I love that. Geo has a deli. That's a little Italian place where they have it on the hill, but then they have it out here, like in Fenton. So you can find these like little delis. I go to the city. I go to LeGrand's. It used to be Mom's Deli, but they're not there anymore. But there's all kinds of little corner places, and they're not chains.
No.
That's my point, right?
Right.
You can find German food. You can go to the hill for the day, and there's nothing but Italian and bakeries. You can do a 12-stop donut tour down there.
Oh, that sounds fattening, but fun.
Right? I mean, like.
And if you've been down to Cherokee Street lately, the Hispanic food down there is just incredible too.
Central West End, Soulard, there's fresh farmer markets everywhere.
And all this stuff is spread around. One of the things that we love about St. Louis, it's easy to get around.
It
There's
is
not a lot of
very
traffic
easy.
problems. There's old saying is no matter where you live, you can be anywhere in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
People
no,
say
and
that.
that's like suburbs. If you live in the
Right.
city or you live close to 270, it's like anywhere in 15 minutes. You can be north, you can be south, you can be anywhere in 15. So depending on where you live, it can be extremely convenient.
And the other thing we talked about too, where we're located in the middle of the country, you can be it's a 4-hour flight to either side, to either coast, and it's easy to get to other places.
Absolutely, and so many other things to do, like the City Museum,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Science Museum.
My go-to place. Here's a good question, everybody. You got somebody in from out of town. What's your go-to place to take them in the St. Louis metro area?
We'd love to hear what your favorite restaurants are and your favorite little
Sure.
places that you've discovered.
So my favorite place to take people for a day is the Botanical Garden. It's not free, but it's not expensive. There's a restaurant there, and it's just amazing. And you can walk and talk. It's just a wonderful experience.
It really is.
Yeah.
The zoo is fun. I also like the fact that you can fish, you can hike, you can hunt, you can any outdoors thing, golf.
Tons of golf courses.
I mean, any outdoor thing you want to do, rock climbing, anything you want to do, you can do in the St. Louis metro area. And you're just a couple hours from the Ozarks, and there's tons of lakes. There's little lakes around here, but then the big lakes are just maybe an hour or two away.
Lake of the Ozarks.
I love
yeah,
Table Rock. I stay because I can go to Table Rock in 3 hours. For me, it's 3 hours. For
Right.
some people, it's maybe 3.5, 4. But I can go for the weekend. And you got the whole town of Branson there. You got a big Table Rock
a lot of
lake.
fun,
You
yeah.
can fish. You can boat. You can ski. So a lot of places to do that are just a couple
My wife
hours
and I like to
away.
get on these streams and float in the Ozarks, and that's really a cool experience. And that's something that I've taken people from other parts of the country to get on
we used to do that all the time.
yes,
the
the
float
float
trips.
trips, yeah.
The caves.
Yeah.
Oh, the Merrimack Caves are so fun.
And there's
That's
another
very
cool
unique
place
St.
called
Louis.
Johnson Shut-ins that we love.
Johnson
It's like the
Shut-ins?
world's
Oh my gosh, used to go there all
nature's
the time.
water park.
There you go.
And we're forgetting about the big one. We did once bring up the Gateway Arch, another
Oh,
place I
yeah.
love to take
Yeah.
people when they're in from out of town.
Yeah, and you got the Basilica down there. It used to be the new cathedral, but now it has Basilica status.
That's
The old
pretty nice,
cathedral. It's
yeah.
got just beautiful history going on. One of the other things is hospitals. You don't have to feel like you're out of the loop or have to, oh my gosh, what if I have an emergency?
Not
These
even that. It's some of the
just
most
amazing.
world-class specialists in all fields. Our church
Absolutely.
has a little extra house that we use for people when they come in, a place kind of like the Ronald McDonald House. We're on a
Yeah.
list. But people come from all over the world to go to the hospitals, Children's Hospital, Cardinal Glennon, Washington University.
Barnes Jewish.
Oh, yes, with amazing hospitals.
The research that the Wash U and Barnes Jewish and St. Louis U, the research that's done, the Danforth Center, there's so much research that cancer research.
So that ties into another thing I
mean-
love about St. Louis are the schools. Talking from world-class universities, Washington University, St. Louis University, affordable schools.
Maryville,
yes,
Mobap,
right.
Rolla's just an
Linden-
hour
Lindenwood,
away.
yes, yeah.
Lindenwood University. So many.
Great colleges.
I went to St. Louis U. I didn't have to go away to school. My son went to UMSL. He just drove there for the day. The school system.
And then when you go into the high schools,
and
excellent.
a lot of private school options. Anywhere from the public schools out in the county are very AAA rated. And you have specialty schools in the public school system. So, schools are, they're a big deal.
They sure are, and we're fortunate to
Yeah.
have great schools from pre-K all the way to the finest universities in the world.
Yep, absolutely. So, entertainment.
Oh, yes. Definitely, I would start with we're a baseball town.
Yes, St. Louis Cardinals, born and bred. So, I don't know. If you're a baseball fan, you'll love St. Louis because, we just grow up loving the St. Louis Cardinals.
We
Whether
do.
they win or lose, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You go to the game, you have a great time, and you're always rooting for them.
Yes, a great stadium. It's not
Yep.
crazy expensive. It's
No.
easy to get in and out of.
Right.
And
Big hockey town. Love the St. Louis
yeah,
Blues.
Stanley
Won the
Cup
Stanley Cup
a few
not
years
too
back,
long ago,
right?
finally.
yeah, we got
After a
City
long
SC
time.
soccer now.
So we have soccer.
And Battle Hawks. We still have football. It's kind of minor league football, but we
kind of
still have
minor,
it.
But we have it. Yep.
Yeah.
And then entertainment as far as concerts and comedians. And
Awesome.
you got
Yes.
Westport off of 270 that hosts a lot of comedians and concerts.
Yeah,
And
we got
there's
the amphitheater.
amphitheaters. There's, I mean, the Savas Center, which, is it still Savas Center?
I think it is, yeah. And you know, they all come
They
through at
change
St. Louis,
names.
but then there's also a really vibrant local music scene.
Yes.
Some of the
A lot of
there's-
live entertainment.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've ever been. There's actually a museum for the blues that's really cool in downtown St. Louis, the Blues Museum.
There's a lot of sports museums.
Yeah.
And then there's, there's the arts. Then there's the symphony.
Yes.
There's the Fox Theater.
Actually, one of the world-class symphonies. The St. Louis Symphony Orchestra is world-renowned, travels all over. We're lucky to have them. We're lucky to have the plays at the Muni Opera.
Performing arts theaters.
yeah.
So there are a lot of plays to
So
be able to go to.
I'm so glad we're doing this because it's so easy to take for granted living here
Yeah,
in
so
St.
much
Louis.
things.
And there's
Another thing I like, a lot of people don't really think of, but like we have, like out in Rolla, around the Raleigh area, there's a large Amish community. They make wonderful furniture.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a lot of things that are here that are handmade.
and they're not
still-
crazy expensive. There's
Yeah,
Amish
and
North
that are
too,
local, that a lot of people produce.
yeah.
That's just super fun to me. I mean, I have some Amish furniture. I love it.
Yeah.
So
It's my wife's department.
Is that your wife's department?
Yes.
Well, that's good because Lori has good taste. And
She
I'm not
does.
so sure about you.
So we don't take it for
Farms,
granted here.
there's a lot of farms too, so there's a lot of fresh produce. There's a lot of farmers markets around
You know, you
that
just
you can go to.
right outside
which
of
is
St.
really
Louis,
fun.
it's all little local farms
All
and
little-
farmers.
Another thing we didn't really mention is the wineries. Do you know how many wineries are in? It's a little greater St. Louis. It's not in St. Louis County or St. Louis
I
City.
grew up in Washington, right across the river with all the wineries in Augusta and Dutso, and that
in Herman.
Herman has a
Right,
great
like
winery. St. James has wonderful
St.
winery. Actually, it all
James.
started in St. James, but
There you go.
yeah, the German people came over here, and during Prohibition, they had to have their communion wine. So when Prohibition was over, it kind of blossomed,
They kind of
Yeah.
did, and there's
and
just
that's a
so
fun
many.
way to spend a Sunday afternoon. A lot of them have
they're
live music and
beautiful.
food.
They have live music. Herman has the big Oktoberfest.
Yeah, coming up
So
in about a
very
month.
German, has very German roots, has very French roots, Italian, Hispanic. I mean,
This is a little melting
Chinese,
pot.
Thai. You name it. Like any kind of food that you want is, and entertainment really is available.
Yeah.
It's
We're
really
very
amazing.
fortunate to be here.
Yeah, we really are.
And it's good to take a minute and reflect on it. So
It is.
I'd be interested to know some of the people that watch our podcast.
Yeah.
What do you like about St. Louis?
Yeah, what
Maybe
do you
something we
like to
forgot or
do?
left out.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have left some things out.
I'm sure
like
we
the
did.
City Museum. You can go down to some museums in Rockline.
What's the other one in Kirkwood?
In the fun places.
The Magic House.
Magic House.
Yes, it was a great place to go. with
Museum of
little kids.
Transportation.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many things you can't even name them all.
There's a cool little miniature train that you actually sit on and ride in Glencoe, Missouri. That's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of little.
Well, this is awesome, Angie. I'm glad we took
Yeah.
time to think about all the cool stuff in St.
And
Louis.
yes, weather is one of the reasons we both like staying in St. Louis. Well, I'm glad you joined us today. Maybe you discovered something that you didn't know about St. Louis. We'd love to hear why you like St. Louis. And if you're coming to St. Louis, drop us a line. We'll give you some fun places to go. and
Maybe
things
take
to
you
do.
around and show you some stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Angela Dillman, here at Keller Williams Realty St. Louis. And this is my wealth building partner.
Glenn Calvin with the #1 lender in the metro area, Guild Mortgage.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're here to help you build wealth
Live your dream lifestyle.
and leave legacies that matter. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.